Hey YouTube. So today I'm gonna do hopefully short review for Outer Banks season 2. And I did watch the first season of Outer Banks not long after it came out on Netflix, and I really enjoyed it. And the way it ended, I was looking forward to season 2, and with it getting delayed because of freaking COVID, which sucked, but it is what it is. It's in the past, and we have season 2 now. And I did rewatch the first season just to kind of remind myself what the show, not the show, what like just to so I don't forget the little things and stuff like that. And I'm glad I did actually, because there are a couple things that I was like, oh yeah, that's right, because that happened in season 2, where I was like, if I didn't watch season 1, I probably would have forgotten about it. And I'm glad. And just a reminder, this is my spoiler and non-spoiler review. First I'm going to start with my non-spoiler review. And if you're thinking about watching this and you're hesitant, because I'm that type of person where I'm hesitant in starting new shows, whether it's on Netflix, whatever, Amazon Prime or Prime Video, whatever. And I'm always hesitant starting new shows, whether they're new, old, etc. And I recommend that if you're like saying, I'm gonna watch this, no, I'm not gonna watch it, you're going back and forth, watch it. You get hooked. I will admit it's not amazing acting by a lot of the cast members, but I've seen a lot worse. I've seen a lot worse. Trust me, and I'm sure a lot of people have seen too. Like when people say it's terrible acting, I'm like, could you act better? Like unless you're a professional actor, but it's a really good story too. The character, it may seem annoying a little bit at first, but after after like the first couple episodes, when you start getting to know the story more and more, it gets you hooked. Like I'm not the type of person that looks for a story. I always try to enjoy my movie, but this is the type of show that you can tell what the story is, and it gets you hooked, makes you want to watch more, makes you get excited to see more, and it's what this type of show is. Netflix has made another show that makes it a show really enjoyable and a good story. Now the Madeline Klein, who plays Sarah Cameron, she's so fine. And it makes you even makes you think a lot. Like it's a lot of cliffhanger type moments. It's a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? It's very like holy crap type moments. Like what the hell's going on? Like oh my god. Like, and it's definitely like this in season 2. Season 2, it's not better than the first season, but it's in my opinion just as good. And after rewatching the first season, I gave the first season a 9 out of 10, and I'm giving season 2 a 9 out of 10. There are a couple moments in season 2 as well as season 1 where like, okay, did we really need this? There are a couple moments where you're gonna be like, you're gonna hate almost every character and love every character almost that you should like or should hate, and there are a couple moments in that show in season 2, and mostly season 2 really, but not season 1. And there are a lot of moments also where it makes you like you're an idiot, like to a certain couple characters, and a lot of asshole type moments. Excuse my language. So yeah, that's my non-spoiler review. It's kind of tough to not talk spoilers. So this is my spoiler review for season 2. So if you have not seen season 2 yet, I recommend you leave right now. All right, to start off, I liked how season 2 starts off. It was pretty much literally the ending of season 1, where Sarah and John B, they get to at the Bahamas, I think it was, if I remember correctly, the Bahamas or wherever where Sarah's family's second house is, and when they realize that that's where the goal could be in Sarah's family's second house in that area, and John B decides to go see if it is in there, and he thinks it is because obviously he couldn't figure it out, the password. And then eventually when he goes to the safe with the African or were they African, Jamaican, I can't remember their names. I'm looking at the cast right now. Hayward, is that it? No, I can't remember their names right now. It was the black girl and the black guy that were on the ship with them and try to get the bounty that they were wanted for. Luckily, they were able to convince them not to turn them in, and they would give them a lot of money with the gold they would get. And when they find out the gold was there, and then all of a sudden you see the security guards come after, I was like, oh crap! It's like another like oh shit type moments. Like there are a lot of oh shit type moments in this show this season. Another one was when freaking Topper tried to kill his sister. I was like, oh my god, this guy's a piece of shit. And at one point, when you see Ward go into his boat and explode, I wondered to myself, could he have actually survived? Because as he goes into his ship, necessarily he's not standing on top and then it explodes. He goes into his boat and then it explodes, and I'm like, I think he's still alive. He somehow got away. Like maybe he had a freaking submarine on the bottom of his ship, or he had snorkeling gear, and that's what it was. He had his snorkeling gear, and I was like, wow, I'm good. Topper is just, he's insane. Like how he wanted to kill John B. He wanted to kill this person, that person. I was like, dude, you're insane. Like you need help. Tried to kill his sister. Ward tried to kill his daughter Sarah. It's like, oh my god, this family is made up of killers. And God, like Rose, the wife of Ward's character, like God, she's a manipulative bitch. Like oh my god, like oh my god, like I hate her. One moment, I think it was in the first episode, maybe the second episode, when when Pope, Kia, and JJ were filming what Ward did to that guy that was blackmailing him, and when they got on film that he murdered him and stuff, and he got and dropped the gun, blah blah blah, and then freaking Kia decides to yell, "Hey, murderer!" I'm like, "What are you doing? Are you stupid?" And then Kia blames JJ for it. I was like, "Oh my god!" I was like, "This is where you kind of like hate Kia for a little bit." It's like it. Oh my god! Especially the couple times when she like wanted to be with Poe, but then didn't want to be with Poe, wanted to be with Poe, like make up your mind, Kia. Like oh my god, this is where you like kind of hate her for a little bit, but eventually you'll get back to liking her as a character. And one moment Sarah breaks up with John B because John B was like happy Ward was dead, which it was understandable for both sides. She did lose her dad. Well, she did. She thought she lost her dad after all, which was sad. Like no matter how bad of a person he is, it's still your dad, and it was sad, I'm sure, for her. And when he wasn't there for her, that was upsetting. Who else? Topper is not Topper tried to kill Sarah. Rafe, not Topper's the boyfriend, the ex-boyfriend. I got that mixed up. Sorry about that. And Topper was like there for her when Sarah's dad passed, when she thought Ward died, and that was cool with Topper. Topper's a really cool guy, and it was really cool that he was able to save Sarah from Rafe when he tried to freaking drown her, and it makes you like Topper a lot more. I mean, yeah, at one point when they go to the bonfire and Topper and John B get back into it again, he didn't. I don't, if I remember correctly, he didn't necessarily hit John B. He just says like, "Do you want to do this again? Do you want to do this again?" Like at the beach, and it doesn't make you hate him necessarily because you realize his character is developing and he's becoming a better person. It makes you hope that he can find someone because Sarah and John B, which I called it as well, they did get back together, and that's where I kind of feel bad for Topper. Like he deserves someone, like for saving Sarah, for being there, for saving both Sarah and John B in season 1 to escape. It's stuff like that where it makes you like the character and you hope that he gets what he deserves. Wheezy was a cool character. At a couple of times she was just like, wait, where is she? Like, okay, she's just there. Like, but then there were a couple of times when she helped Sarah, and it was like, okay, she's a good character. She wasn't a character that was just there. She was important for a couple moments. And there are a couple moments, I will admit, where it makes you like, okay, she's just there. But luckily, she wasn't just that she was just there. It was cool that John B was found not guilty, and they proved that he wasn't the one that killed that deputy in season 1, and they confirmed that it was Rafe. And it was cool in the final episodes when you see Ward is alive, and I was like, I called it. That's what I was like. I called it, and it was cool when they found the gold cross with diamonds in it. That was cool and nice. Like, and learning the story of that woman that with the crutches and stuff. It was, wow, that was crazy. That how, if I remember correctly, her family owned Pope's family, or something like that. Like her family owned slaves, which is sad. Like to know that your family owned slaves. Like I don't know if my family ever owned slaves, and I hope it never did, because if it did, I'm changing my last name. That's how much like I don't like that. I don't think so, because my parents immigrated here no more than 100 years ago. And I'm trying to think of what else. I don't want to miss anything. Oh, when the woman in crutches kills like her side man, or whatever his name was, like the guy that put a beating on Pope's dad. Like that was like, whoa. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, he kind of had that coming when he freaking like pushed her, and he wanted to take the cross for himself and the money. And it was, I thought she died for a second, but no, like we find out at the end that she didn't, which I'll get to in a second, which got me hyped, because I called it. It was cool also seeing the deputies on John B's side, because at first, in the first season, Deputy Shope, played by Cullen Moss, when you see, like, I thought he was on Ward's side, like, no matter what, but when you realize that he's not, he's trying to, like, he wants to get to the truth, and he's actually on the Pogue side. Is that Pogues for Life? I think Pogues for Life, yeah. It's like, okay, cool. And it was cool seeing the black girl in the last episode when she's on the ship trying to fix it. She runs into Pope, and then she eventually she learns that Pope is friends with John B and Sarah, and then she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna help you then." She was cool. I liked her a lot. At first, I was like, "Okay, this woman, she seems weird," and then towards the end, she's starting to become a fan favorite of mine. And I even wondered too, when Pope was in that control thing, when they were lifting up the cross, I'm thinking to myself, is it gonna fall in the ocean? Is it gonna fall in the freaking ocean? And then he's like, if I can have it, nobody can have it. He freaking drops. I was like, no. And then, but Rafe eventually was able to hold on to it and pull it back up into the ship, and I'm kind of glad they did, because Pope, since that does belong to Pope's family, Pope and his family deserve that 100%. And hopefully, eventually, he will get that back, as well as John B with the goal that him and his father were trying to find. And I wonder if we're gonna ever see like some with JJ or Kia similar, like maybe not obviously gold, but like some in their past with their family, but that they're trying to, that needs to be figured out and find. Maybe not. I wouldn't mind either way. Now to the ending of the final episode, when you see the woman with the crutches, and she knocks on the door. She talks to a black guy, I think it was. I'm not sure his name. I don't even think they even said his name. And then they're like, he's busy. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, who's busy? Who is this? Who are we approaching? And then we eventually see freaking John B's dad alive. A lot of people are thinking it's just a flashback, but I don't think it is. I think it's like current events. I think it's like currently happening, and I think he's alive still. And I freaking called it, because when I rewatched the first season, and the two deputies went to the beach where they find John B's dad's glasses, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, they didn't necessarily find a body. Could he be alive somehow? And then when I see him, I was like, I called it. I was like so excited that I called something like that, because when I call stuff like that and theorize and I get it correct, like it gets me happy. Like, I mean, I'm not saying that when I theorize and I get it wrong, I don't get happy. I'm like, okay, it's just a theory. I got it wrong. It is what it is. And it got me hyped for season 3, and I cannot wait for season 3. And what sucks is that we probably have to wait over a year for it to come out, because with COVID still going on, I wouldn't be surprised if it gets delayed a little bit, filming wise and releasing it. Because filming is probably going to be the toughest part for them, is when, I think it's in early development, season 3. I'm sure it is after that cliffhanger in season 2. But like I said, I'm hyped for season 3, and I cannot wait. And I'm definitely going to make a review for that when that comes out. Eventually, I would like to make reaction videos to like shows and episodes and put on my YouTube. I just got to figure out how to do that legally. I mean, even if I get a copyright claim on the video, that's fine, as long as people can still view it and see my reaction. I don't care. I just don't want to risk any copyright strikes, and I gotta learn how to edit that correctly. Like I said, I record on my phone and edit on my phone. I don't have the money right now to like film with a full-on camera and edit on my laptop Luckily, I did get a new laptop because that helps with the speed and stuff. Because now I can freaking actually see my laptop and it can move faster. But yeah, that's my review for season 2 of Outer Banks. Let me know what you thought of the show if you want in the comments section. And again, I give season 2 a 9 out of 10. That's how good this season was. So yeah, that's all I gotta say in this video. Let me know what you thought of season 2 in the comments. If you could do me a favor, give this video a like and or subscribe to my channel, and I would really appreciate that. And I will see you guys next time. Have a good one.